Well, it's a little bit noisy, but I've come down here to collect my gravel bike, the Factor LS, from a local company, Unit 7 in Llanelli. They do some car detailing, they do some, touch-ups and stuff like that for cars. But they work with a company called G-Tech Inc. And they also do some bike product. I don't know if you can tell just from this angle, but the bike looks like it has this sort of shimmer to it, the shine, like a gloss. So it's had this ceramic coat, which you may have heard about. And apparently it's supposed to be really good for, well, cars first and foremost, but for bikes, where it can really help repel, rain, like water, mud, things like that. So the idea was run past me a while ago. So the bike has been in the workshop just having it done, but it's also been sat there for a while because I haven't had time to pick it up. But it's had the treatment, it's been cleaned, and then they've gone over it with the ceramic coat, and maybe it's something they'll offer local cyclists in the future. I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to try it out and see how it goes. And the gravel bike is a perfect option bike to obviously have this done on. I've no idea if I can recommend it yet because I've not ridden it in the rain. So we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted over the coming weeks and months, as it probably will rain, and I probably will do some cyclocross again. And if this will sort of help when mud, rain and salt and sand and stuff gets on the bike, we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you posted.
Alright, welcome to a section of the video we're going to call Ed's Eats, Ed's Snacks. We'll work on that one. In front of here is a selection of some of my daily drivers, my daily snacks. When I have them and in what quantity will change on a daily basis, like depending on the training session, the level of activity, the emphasis that is on that day, or the current phase. So am I recovering? Am I trying to perform, or am I trying to maintain body composition ahead of, a hill climb or an event? Most of these are staples year round, so I become a lot more mindful about what I'm eating this time of year, and thankfully it is just for this time of year, because one of the great things about this time of year is that I'm able to concentrate on one thing and one thing only, but the downside of that is, I have to say no to some things. So anyway, here is some of the snacks I have on a daily basis. Protein powder, and this brand, particularly this flavour as well, I found I really enjoy, and I don't enjoy many proteins. So if you're struggling to find a protein powder that you enjoy, try this one, the PhD Smart Protein Plant, Strawberry or Chocolate. It's pretty good. And then behind that, I have some Green and Black's organic 85% cocoa chocolate, which is nearly out. I tend to eat that actually in the evenings when I'm sitting down having a cup of tea, and the day is done, so to speak. It keeps me from wanting. I love chocolate, so it keeps me from wanting more chocolate if I know that I'm just having a little bit of chocolate. Behind that again, we have some yogurt. This is Yeo Valley super thick creamy yogurt. This is the 5% version. There is a 0% version, and this has about 10 grams of protein per serving. There's also, of course, high in calcium. I've got a tin of tuna here. I've got some sweet potatoes, which I do like to have as snacks, believe it or not. Baked sweet potatoes with a little bit of salt is like one of my most favorite snacks of all time. Just, it's so simple, but it's so sweet and so satisfying. There's something about sweet potatoes that I really enjoy personally. Fruit then, I've got some dates, some blueberries, although I'm a big fan of strawberries, and an apple. Now, there are other fruits. Unfortunately, I've eaten some of the snacks, so this is what we have in the cupboard currently before I go out and get more. More snacks are these Gray's Smoky Barbecue Crunch pouches. and I found the macros on these to be pretty good. Ingredient list is pretty large though, but in fairness, it is the only thing here that has a large ingredient list, and it's just very moreish. I can eat the whole bag and still count it as a snack technically, because there's like 500 calories in there, and the macros are pretty decent. So the others, like the ones that are full of nuts, because these are mainly like corn and peas and things, the nuts, they're obviously higher in fat and they're obviously higher in calories. So these are like the ones I choose over those basically. So another one is this, the best peanut butter in the world in my opinion. It is pip and nut, sweet and salty. Again, another one for like literally getting the spoon in there and having one serving. It satisfies a lot of my cravings, the sweet and salty cravings. I just can't beat it, quite frankly. And it's something that I find to, especially in the evenings, if I'm still craving something, which generally I'm not. If I've eaten well through the day and I've eaten a good solid meal in the evening, then I don't generally need it. Hence why this jar is only a little bit empty and it's lasted me about a month. So this is like a little like something, I'm fancying something, yeah. So, and then of course we have the classic rice pudding, like what I eat daily snack wise, and the snacks generally come out to around, I suppose, between 200 and 500 calories. And it depends, like I say, on what I'm doing that day, which snacks I eat and how much of the snacks I eat. You know, some of these can be used together, like yogurt, a little blob of peanut butter and some fruit in a bowl. It creates like a little bit of like a summer fruit bowl. You know, there are multiple ways of getting creative.
So, handy that it's decided to rain today. So here we are on a local cycle path, and not much to report so far because, I mean, I've got mud guards on it, so it's still going to be kept fairly clean. But all the rainwater, a couple of the leaves and like bits of mud that have come like flying off the front of the bike, because obviously I'm running like 40mm tires here. A lot of it like shoots up and like covers the front of the bike, but I can already see that this coating is making a smooth transition. What this will look like in the mud of cyclocross, or you know, the gravel that we know in South Wales, and like how that's going to respond will be interesting. But I mean, technically that's all I should have to do when I get back is just rinse this off and it should just fall off. But I mean, look at it, it's kind of like, you can see. Well, that's it for this video. This weekend we are back racing, and we've got some really good 3 hill climbs coming up with some good competition, which will be pretty interesting to see where we sort of stack up against some strong other riders, and then can take confidence from that motivation from that and push on and aim to peak, obviously, in 6 weeks' time. So I'm looking forward to another good weekend.